Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to 12th standard Biobotany, chapter 6th. So, before going to the lesson, we will see some important points. Name some life properties of living organisms. For example, growth, nutrition, excretion, and other activities. Every living organisms reproduce their young ones. So, that is all living organisms are reproduce their young one. It is one of the essential features of living things. It ensures the continuity and survival of a life. It also provides for evolution. Do you know what it means? That means the reproduction. So, that is called as a lesson title is a reproduction in plants. Reproduction in plants. Do you understand what is a reproduction? Reproduction is all living organisms are reproduce their young one. It is one of the essential features of the organisms. It ensures the continuity and survival of life. It also provides evolution. So, for example, unicellular organisms like amoeba, yeast, bacteria, and multicellular organisms like plants, animals, these organisms having the same life properties. For example, amoeba is also grow, bacteria is also grow, plants also grow, excretion, everything is there. So, what is a reproduction? So, these unicellular and multicellular organisms reproduce their young one. So, now the lesson is title is given in the textbook is reproduction in plants. So, let's understand the lesson reproduction in plants. So, reproduction is of three types. One is called as a vegetative, asexual and sexual method. So, reproductions are of three types: vegetative, asexual and sexual method of reproduction. So, what do you mean by vegetative reproduction? The plant, any part of a plant body gives rise to young one. Any part of a plant body gives rise to young one is called vegetative method of reproduction. So, that is a new plantlets are formed from vegetative cells. New plantlets are formed from a vegetative cells called or somatic cells are called vegetative reproduction. So, the vegetative parts are also developed from a root, stem and leaves, etc. And then next is called what is an asexual reproduction. Here also only one parent is involved. Asexual reproduction means only one parent is involved without the involvement or fusion of a gamete. Without the involvement or fusion of a gamete is called asexual reproduction. It is commonly seen in lower plants, fungi and animals. So, asexual reproduction is also seen in lower plants like Penicillium, Aspergillus, etc. This Penicillium and Aspergillus fungus asexually produced by Conidia. So, the vegetative part is also developed to producing a unicellular, a large number of unit is called conidium. So, this conidium is detached from the plant body and develops into a new plant, So, that is called as the without involvement of a gamete. So, this method is called as an asexual reproduction in plants. We will see the few examples of these lower plants. For example, budding. Yeast and hydra are the best examples of a budding. For example, yeast. Yeast is a unicellular vegetative cell. These cells undergo the cell division in any part of the cell, divide it into small bud. This bud matures and detached from the parent plant and develop into a new one is called as a budding method. The next one is called as a fragmentation. The fragmentation is also mostly seen in green plants, especially in the algae. Example, Spirogyra. So Spirogyra is a long filamentous plant body. It breaks into number of bits. Each bit is developed into a new filament. So this is called as an fragmentation method. And then Gemma. So it's a specialized reproduction in lower plants. For example, Marchantia. Marchantia is a bryophytic plant. This is the thallus of a bryophyte. At the midrib region, a small cup-like portion is produced at any part of the thallus and gives rise to a small cup-shaped structure. They are called as a gemmae. So during unfavorable condition, the gemmae is detached from the plant body, developed into a new plant. So this is called as a gemmae. Next one is called as a regeneration method. So this example is a planaria. So ability of a loss of a body that develop into a new organism is called regeneration. So mostly regeneration is seen in animals only. In higher plants also reproduce asexually. So now I have told only lower group of plants are also show the asexual reproduction. But some of the higher plants also reproduce asexually by different method. We will see the one by one. So there are two vegetative method of reproduction. One is called as a natural method and artificial method. So natural method means the plant itself produces their young one. So this is called as a natural method of reproduction. And then artificial means we are also done by home or in horticulture department. They also propagate the large number of plants by man or in laboratory. This is called as an artificial method of reproduction. So what is a natural method? So natural vegetative reproduction is a form of asexual reproduction. So natural method is a form of asexual reproduction in which bud develops into a new plant. Bud means any part of the plant body that is gives rise to young one. So sometimes it serves as a organ of a storage. It sometimes serves as a organ of a storage and pernation. What is maybe pernation? So pernation means survival under for a longer time during unfavorable condition. So that plant is also withstand their life in a longer time. Next one. What is diaspores or reproductive propagules? The unit of reproductive structures. The unit of reproductive structures used in a propagation. So what is maybe unit of reproductive structures? So now we seen that conidia and budding, fragmentation. So these are called as a reproductive structures, unit of reproductive structures that propagate their young one. So this is called as an reproductive propagules or diaspores. Next one, what is meant by vegetative reproduction in a root? So some of the plant roots develop into new one. So roots of some plants develop into new one. This is called as a vegetative reproduction in roots. For example, Murraya and Millingtonia. Murraya, this is called as we are says in a curry leaf. Every day we are used as a condiment in our home. And Millingtonia, that is says in Tamil, Maramalligai. And then next topic, tuberous adventitious roots. So adventitious root means the root is also developed from the other than the tap root is called as an adventitious roots. So sometimes this root system is also stores food material. For example, Ipomia and Dahlia. All of you see that Ipomia, we say in Tamil, Kuchi Kilangu or Maravalli Kilangu. Dahlia, this also sold in the flower market, it looks like a sunflower. So this is, the root is also large and bulge-like structure, it stores food material in the root. So this when you collecting the root and shown into the soil, that develop into a new plant. This called is an tuberous adventitious roots produced from the root. Next one, vegetative reproduction in a stem. So this stem is also very important role in the reproduction of a plant. We will see the one by one. So there are nearly 9 headings are there. We will see the one by one. First one is a rhizome, corm, tuber, pulp, runner, stolon, offset, sucker and a bulbil. So these are also includes the vegetative reproduction in a stem. First one, what is a rhizome? It grows horizontally. It grows horizontally. Horizontally means there is parallel to the soil surface. Buds formed from the node. Example, ginger and curcuma. Ginger officinale means that is called as a inji, and curcuma longa means manjal. So this rhizome means a underground part that grows parallel to the soil surface, and then each part of the stem it has a node and internode, node and internode. So this nodal region also producing the roots and gives rise to a younger one is called as a rhizome. Next one is a corm. It grows vertically upward like a rhizome, So this rhizome means it grows horizontally, but corm it grows vertically, grows upward like a rhizome and gives rise to a new plant. Example, Amorphophilus and Colocasia. Amorphophilus and Colocasia. And the next one is called as a tuber. So this is a familiar example. All of you know that. Example, potato. That is the botanical name is a Solanum tuberosum. It's look like a globo structure or oval in size because it stores food material in the root tip. In the root tip, it's look like a bulge-like structure. These are also propagated and gives rise to young one. And next is called as a bulb. This having a discoid stem. Discoid means a round-like stem. That is, for example, allium, onion. This called as a allium means a onion. This is called a discoid stem. This allium has a number of scaly leaves. And this also produced from the tip. So this called as allium sepa means a onion. So this also produced this method of reproduction we are called as a bulb. Next one is called as a runner. It grows horizontally, creeping on the ground. But look here also it grows horizontally under the soil. So rhizome, it grows horizontally under the soil. But runner, it grows horizontally, creeping on the soil surface or ground. Example, Centella asiatica. Centella asiatica, that means an Vallarai. So this is an example of a runner. Next one is a stolon. So there is no specific direction of a growth. So stolon is very important. No specific direction of growth in stolon. Example, mentha. Mentha means pudina. We say in Tamil, pudina. And then offset. So it is a thick, fleshy runner of aquatic plants. So offset is a thick, fleshy runner of aquatic plants. Example, Pistia and Eichhornia. So sometimes we see in the river, so some of the plants are also floating on the water. Example, Pistia and Eichhornia. So Eichhornia we say in Tamil, Vengaya Thamarai. And then next is a sucker. It grows obliquely. So sucker, it grows obliquely and producing a new young one. Example, chrysanthemum. This is a samandipu. And then bulbil. So these plants propagate. It is a condensed axillary bud that mean for a vegetative reproduction. So bulbil, it is a condensed axillary but meant for a vegetative reproduction. Example is agave. Example is agave, katralai. So this also growing in the desert region. The inflorescence axis also growing into a long tube-like structure that producing number of buds and producing the young one, germination on that plant part, and they are also detached from the plant body and gives rise to young one. So these are the vegetative reproduction occurs in the stem. So sometimes asking write short notes on this topic, and sometimes asking this question in a match the following, or sometimes give odd one out question will come from this topic. So next topic is vegetative reproduction in leaf. So how leaf is involved in a reproduction. For example, bryophyllum. It is a thick, fleshy or succulent leaves. They have stored more water in their leaves. These leaves are also produced their young one in the notch. So notch means a grooves. Notch means grooves. So advantageous buds are developed on their leaves, especially in the notch. For example, bryophyllum, Ciella, Begonia. So these plants are also reproduce their young ones in their leaves. Then what are the advantages of a vegetative reproduction? What are the advantages of a vegetative reproduction? So only one parent is required for vegetative reproduction. Only one parent is required for vegetative reproduction. So new individual plants produced are genetically identical. So all these plants are produced genetically identical. Some plants enables to spread rapidly. Rapidly means quickly. Example, spinifer. So horticulturists and farmers utilize this organ for cultivation to harvest plant in a large scale. So the vegetative reproduction is only used for horticulture and farmers. So the plants are also produced in a large numbers. So what are the disadvantages of a vegetative reproduction? What are the disadvantages of vegetative reproduction? So the new plants or young plants are produced vegetatively have no genetic variation, because there is no new varieties are formed in the vegetative reproduction. What are the disadvantages of vegetative reproduction? So newly formed plants or young ones have no genetic variation. So there is no new plants are produced by vegetative method. So now we will go into the another topic, artificial method of vegetative reproduction. So this method is also mostly used in horticulturists and farmers. These methods are also done by laboratory. So there are two methods of reproduction. One is called as a conventional and another is called as a modern method. So what is a conventional method of a reproduction? So in this method, the plants have been used by man for a long time. So conventional method means the plants produced by vegetatively used by man for a long time. But modern method produced a large number of plants in a short period of growth. So this conventional method means the plants are also propagated for a long time. But modern methods, this also produced only in the short period of a growth that produced a large number of plants. So next one is called as homework. So what is reproduction? Name the types of reproduction. What is diaspores? What are the advantages of vegetative reproduction? Write short notes on vegetative reproduction in a STEM.